We are back with another mock draft video for you today, this time with the 7th overall pick. I'm excited to dive into this one, but before I do, if you could take a second, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and let us know what you think about the team we drafted in the comments. Let's get into it. Alright, we have the 7th overall pick. Let's dive right in and see what we can do. So I'm definitely thinking wide receiver in the first round here. Honestly, I'm not going to be targeting running backs in the first round this season just because I feel like there's a lot of upside drafting one of these elite wide receivers in the first round and targeting some of these running backs that you can find in the second, third, and sometimes even the fourth round. You have Tony Pollard, Ramondre Stevenson, Travis Etienne, Jahmyr Gibbs, all running backs that I really like this season. And taking a look at the wide receivers available, we got Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, and AJ Brown that I'm looking at. And honestly, these guys are pretty similar when it comes to fantasy. I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs here, but I wouldn't fault anyone going CeeDee Lamb or AJ Brown. And it's back to me, and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Garrett Wilson are still available here, but I'm going to stack up Stephon Diggs with Josh Allen and grab a running back on the way back around. And it's back to me and taking a look at the running backs available. We got Travis Etienne and Jahmyr Gibbs that I'm looking at here. And I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs. I really like him this season. I've been hearing reports that he's been working with the wide receivers at practice instead of running backs, which means the Detroit Lions are likely going to be using him in the passing game a lot, which we like in PPR format. So I don't mind grabbing him as our running back here. And it is back to me. And let's take a look at the wide receivers available. And Calvin Ridley's here. I really like Calvin Ridley this season. I think people are underestimating what he can do. I mean, he was just an elite wide receiver a couple seasons ago. It's not like he suffered some kind of injury. So I really like drafting Calvin Ridley this year. And it is back to me. Let's take a look at the running backs available. We got J.K. Dobbins, Alexander Mattison, and that's who I'm going to go with, Alexander Mattison. With Delvin Cook not on the team anymore, Alexander Mattison is the lead back for the Minnesota Vikings. And we know Alexander Mattison can be fantasy relevant. We saw when Delvin Cook was unable to suit up, Alexander Mattison be able to produce. So I don't mind grabbing him as our second running back here. And it is back to me. And let's take a look at the wide receivers available. We got Brandon Ayuk, Michael Pittman. Let's take a look at tight ends. We have Evan Ingram, Pat Freiermuth. And I think I'm going to go for a running back. We got James Conner, Delvin Cook, Rachaad White. And I'm looking at Delvin Cook and Rachaad White here. And I'm going to go with Delvin Cook. Despite having Breece Hall on the team, I still think that Breece Hall is not going to be ready to start the season. So I do expect them to slowly ramp him up. So I expect Delvin Cook to be very involved, especially early on. So I don't mind grabbing Delvin Cook here. And it is back to me. Let's take a look at the wide receivers available. And I'm looking at George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. And I'm going to go with George Pickens here coming into his second season, and Kenny Pickett coming into his second season. I expect this team to look a whole lot different than they did last year. So I don't mind grabbing George Pickens in the 7th round here. And let's take a look at our team. We need a tight end, a defense, and then 3 more bench spots. So let's take a look at the tight end position. No one that I feel like I want to go for right now. So I'm just going to go for another wide receiver. And I'm going to go with Brandon Cooks here. Let's take a look at the tight end position. We got Dalton Schultz, Cole Kmet, Dalton Kincaid. And that's who I'm going to go with. I have Josh Allen, so might as well stack them up. So I don't mind that. And it's back to me. And let's take a look at our team real quick. Let's see what running backs are available. We got Devin Achane, Jerick McKinnon, and that's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Jerick McKinnon. They didn't really add another running back, so it's Isaiah Pacheco and Jerick McKinnon. And we saw last season Jerick McKinnon get upwards of 8 targets a game. So I'm going to get Jerick McKinnon right here, probably get a wide receiver on the way back around, and then obviously grab our defense. And it's back to me and taking a look at the wide receivers available. We got Adam Thielen, Rashad Bateman, Sky Moore, Jacoby Myers, Tyler Boyd. And I'm going to go with Sky Moore here. I'm not sure which one of these Chiefs wide receivers are going to be fantasy relevant, but I think Sky Moore going into his second season has a lot of upside. So I don't mind grabbing him here. And with the last pick, we have our defense. We got the Chiefs, Packers, Seahawks, Bengals. And I'm going to go with the Seahawks here. And that's going to do it for us today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Until next time, line 'em up.